Hello and welcome back to another live stream. We're back after a week away, little break, and we are back as we are heading into Monza, home of Ferrari and the Tifosi. And the stream, as I say, only just back actually from holiday today, so it's going to be a bit of a short and sweet stream just to get practice and qualifying out of the way with. And leaves me with the weekend to get a lot of the content back up to date and ready to kick on and finish this first season with McLaren on F1 Manager 23. And you join us as we have just sent the drivers out on the first practice session, and the usual I just wondered what happened there. It was just glitched on my screen there. The usual setup in terms of just sending them out 16 times to get this setup feedback, and yeah, hopefully hit these setups pretty early. Just a bit of a synopsis of the last episode in Zandvoort. We took new ERS systems. That meant Piastri and Norris started at the back of the grid. Norris worked well through the pack and managed to claim a sneaky 10th place and another point, which we weren't expecting. We have certainly moved down the grid now. The car analysis actually before coming into this race is showing that we're now the 8th fastest team on the grid. So that should really be enough for us to be finishing around the 15th and 16th place mark. So it's going to be very difficult for the remaining races for us to capture any points. We're pretty safe on the seasonal objective as we get the first bit of setup coming in from Lando.
Okay.
Tell you what we'll do, we'll let him run a little bit longer. We'll let him do that stint.
Any feedback?
And it's great for Oscar, so that's a good start. So we'll let them run and just complete this first stint. So yeah, car analysis showing we're 8th, so I think it's going to be very hard now for us to battle back and get points for the remaining of these races. As I say, we are fully focused on research, so we've not done a design on this car for a number of races. But as I say, we are pretty safe on our season objective from the board, which is to finish in 7th place. We are currently sitting in 5th or 6th? 5th, aren't we, I believe? We've got Red Bull, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Mercedes, then ourselves. Yeah, so we're in 5th. Alpine are in 6th. We do expect Alpine to jump us because their performance now and with us not developing the car. But we've got a good buffer to those in 7th, which I think is Haas with like 3 points. And then Williams have got 2. So should be pretty safe on that season objective. We've come flying in at an 82% for our first setup. That is pretty damn good. Probably want to front wing adjustments there. Now we'll soon know where we're going with this. That's the right way to go, but I'm happy with that. What is Lando saying? So he's optimal on oversteer. Straights is bad, so we're going to have to move that rear wing up straight away. We are great on there. We are good on there, which has moved it quite naturally anyway. I have to move the anti-roll bar. Now, it depends what way we want to go with that. We're going to go with that. So. Hello, Raphael. Hope you're well. Season 2 now. Going to finish P4 in constructions, and Lando won 3 times. Oh, brilliant work. But Yuki, because Piastri is crashed. Yeah, Piastri is problematic, isn't he? I blame the developers. Did him very dirty indeed. How did Yuki perform against Lando? Major engine wear, yet we're using our warm parts, so absolutely fine. And we're talking a Yuki, and he's ran wide in practice 1 here.
This one is involving Yuki Tsunoda, and they just can't keep on the track. They've got to be careful and watch the car there.
Elite Silver, hello, hope you are well. As we should get a second round of feedback right at the end of the session here, but we'll keep them out on these stints. Just to get that track quantization. Hulk has had a crash. Has he hit Verstappen here, or has he just lost it? No, he's just lost it.
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
Now he's kept it going. He smashed his rear wing, but he's kept the car going.
There's a car in the wall. I know there's lots of debris where the incident was.
None of my research did anything McLaren save season 2. Oh no. What research were you doing? Was it against, was there regulation changes that come into effect in your second season?
And Lando, can I have an update, please?
Let's just let Lando finish this stint and get a little bit more track acclimatization.
Oscar, is the car all okay? It feels okay. Understood.
Okay. We haven't improved the setup there at all with Oscar, but that's fine. We'll have a look in practice too for that. Like the 7 fastest team. Have you started that season now, Elite Silver? You can make quite good gains sort of pre-season if you were, because there's a good number of weeks before that first race. You haven't already actually started the first race. Dino, thank you. Hope you are well. As we are finishing up this first practice session. And that is the first practice session completed in Monza. Yes, I voted for the one that would affect me the least. Ah, okay. So that's not worked out too well for you then, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know what to say really. It's difficult to know about seeing what you've kind of done, but normally if you're focusing on those regulation changes and you're doing plenty of research projects, yeah, normally it should give you a better car when you start the season. As I say, there are a few things you can do very early on in the season when you then start that season to do quite a bit of design work before you actually start the first Grand Prix. But yeah, looks like you might need to just go quite heavy in the design in the first half of this season. As we finish the first practice session here, so got the track acclimatization up quite well there. Car parts knowledge obviously not going to change now for the rest of the season because we're not going to have any new designs on the car. Setup satisfaction, we've got a bit to do there. We are in an ATA weekend as well. If you weren't in the stream from the beginning, as I say, it's going to be a bit of a short and sweet stream, although you just arrived back today. So I thought I'd just jump on, get a bit of a stream out there, and then the weekend is going to allow me some time to get the content out in terms of sort of highlight videos, shorts, all that good stuff. And then from Tuesday, we'll be back onto the normal schedule, Tuesday, Friday. So I'll get this one in a position where we're ready to start the race on Tuesday's stream. But let's head into practice 2. We'll look at the car setup for Oscar, because previously we were better than that. So we went the wrong way, didn't we? So where are we currently on that? So let's revert. Right, let's just see. That's great. We want to drop that back as much as we can. Something like that. Something like that, I feel. Run plan. I think we'll go quite long. What are we saying with Lando? Lando's is about the same. It's the traction, so Need to get there on the track. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at that. I'll go to 20 as well. The gap for Norris and Piastri is now like 3 tenths in quality. Okay, not too bad to be fair. You should see Piastri continuously eat into that. Although it'll never... I've done a season before this off stream, not a stream series, but I don't think Oscar ever gets, you know, onto Lando's level. As far as I know, I've only done about 4 seasons, I think. P7 in Constructors and P12 Land, P7 Piastri. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I think you just need to focus on some design work. Dino finished 2028 today and took both championships with the chair and Alfa Romeo. Piastri was second. We had over 800 points, more than double Red Bull in second. The chair had 12 wins, Piastri 5. Just about won that championship by the sounds of it then. 800 points, Jesus. What's next then, Dino? Domination for 2029 or another team? Tomahawk, good day. Hello, Tomahawk. Hope you're well. How's it going? Also, Dino's looking to defend both titles before starting a new save. Okay, fair enough. New save then, not continuing that one. That makes sense. Who are you going for this time, Dino? You've probably done the hardest team you could have done, so what's next? Let's start this up. Let's get these guys out. Try 1.1 on front wing angle and fish with Piastri. Oh, okay, missed that. I've already done the setup, but we'll have a look at that once we get back into it. Me and my house smart are doing a F2 driver challenge. You pick Vesti and so pick McLaren's, and soon forgot after I started about Norris contract. I've got for sure in for Piastri. It's going to take me a while to get my second F2 going. I like that. That's a good challenge. Tomahawk spices it up. Only use some F2 drivers. Let's just ignore this. Bear with me if the stream just stalls for 2 seconds. There we go. Although he's got Theo Pourchaire, so Pourchaire is a bit of a bit, I was gonna say OP, but if you develop him well, he's pretty damn good, so he might be up against it there. Dino, maybe Haas, yeah, I guess Haas are in that same sort of boat, aren't they? Just think about Williams. I mean, McLaren is my team in real life. That's why I always plumb for McLaren. But for F1 Manager 24, I'll probably continue this series up till then, and then when that game comes out, probably pick a new team just to spice it up a bit. But
how's the balance?
Always like Williams. I just have a little bit of a soft spot for Williams, and they've not done well for many a year, so it might be worth giving them a go.
I need some feedback.
Let these continue to run to get some of this track acclimatization up. Currently making a new underfloor, which should bring me up grid, and I'm 1 upgrade away from Alpine, who are 5th. Okay, yeah, as I say, if you can go quite heavy on the design early on, you can soon get up the grid. What's the rest of the grid looking like, Elite Silver, in that game? Is it the same sort of order? Red Bull first, then Ferrari, Aston, Mercedes and then sort of Alpines, or has it changed up a bit? We just... Alright, we're at 82 now, aren't we? 63. Did we not change this? What's going on here? Am I losing my mind? I don't even think 1 on the front wing angle is going to cut it, is it? It's got to be 0. That's our best there. Previous. I'm gonna try something like that. Norris. Okay, 94%. It's just the braking stability for Norris. Let's go with that. I think it'll be pretty close with Lando. I'm looking at Maloney because okay, control and smoothness. Yeah, to be fair, I do like having a good smoothness stat on this game. It makes a difference where you can attack for a longer time, personally. Let's just send these back out. The chair can become mighty quick, but overtaking is low stat. Control needs a little boosting as well. Can't wait for 24. My team will be Dutch Oven Racing. The team's catchphrase will be "We fart," and the other team's Jeff Alteration. Fair enough. Alpine for F1 Manager 24. Oh yeah, true, yeah. Alpine got a bit of a tractor this year, so they should start that game dead last.
How's the time?
Now this happens down at turn 8.
Perez runs wide here.
Nearly, just running wide. And they'll find themselves at a disadvantage if they keep on doing that.
Yeah, most of the young F2 guys aren't great in smoothness and control, and their growth seems a bit slow to my mind. Yeah, you want to do, if you're not already getting your sim laser upgraded, focus on that.
Front tyres are becoming a problem.
That will help you, especially
Okay,
if you're,
understood.
well, you are, aren't you? Because that's your challenge with the F2 driver. So you're going to have 2 young ones in there. So yeah, definitely get your sim maxed out. What's going to be your first save in F1 map? Well, I'm thinking Williams, but I kind of half forgot there, to be honest, about the create the team. But yeah, I don't know. It's either going to be a creator team or Williams. Depends what the create your team feature is. I think when I watched the call-in, you can set sort of your entry requirements in terms of where you're coming in. So if you can do that, then I'll probably create a team and make sure they're coming in right at the bottom.
Any feedback?
So Elite Silver's order at the moment is Red Bull fast, Aston Martin second. Okay, so they've made a bit of a jump. Ferrari and Mercedes pretty much joint third. Alpine fifth. Williams sixth. And seventh. Pass eighth. Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri joint last. Oh, he's got a puncture. Let's call that Oscar in then. We're not going to get him out much, are we? What is it? 99. We may as well not change anything because you know if we'll get any track climate. So you get 4 minutes, you might get one more.
Can I have an update, please?
Yeah, awesome job.
Yes.
Kind of like 22's point system, but maybe that and the 23 system could combine, but instead of certain points could be race if they get higher than the car's expected, then you get points, boost the stat. Yeah, I think to be fair, a lot of the sort of background work of, said on other streams, young drivers, it's definitely something that they could do a lot with on the game. I think there's a lot more you could add in. You know, you could do like, we have the different testing days or driver running days, don't you, across the year where the teams put the young drivers in. You could do that. I don't know, build in some kind of mini game to boost it. But I think a whole academy, that's what I want to see in it. You can have your McLaren Academy where you can sign, you know, X amount of drivers to, you can develop them across different series. So if they're doing well in different series like F3, that will boost them and all of that good stuff. So that's what I'd like to see.
Yeah.
That's insulting to tractors, yeah, to be fair, yeah.
That's the checkered flag.
I mean, I'm kind of glad that Alpine, sorry if anyone in the chat is supporting Alpine, but I'm kind of glad they're really bad this year. I just think the whole thing, obviously sacking Otmar and sort of it's kind of felt a bit like a blame game across there, and then they've turned up and they're just awful. So, yeah, it's quite funny, I find. To 8 is midfield in my second to 8 is a midfield in my savers. The gap is so small. Oh, okay, so it sounds like a little bit of design work in Elite Silver, and you can then be pushing on to being second fastest this season. Red Bull are 3 tenths faster than everyone in my save. These goddamn Adrian Newey inspired Red Bulls, eh? A good race simulator is a must to train, yeah. And as Dino says there to, I think it's Tomahawk, wasn't it? Yeah. Get that race simulator up. Dino's done it with Porsche. I know you've not got Porsche. It's your friend that's got Porsche, but Dino can probably give you some top tips to beat your friend there, because he's done it with Theo. So right, that's practice 2 complete. We are going to see a few penalties here. I expect they're sort of 10-place grid penalties. Is it just me, chat, or is there a way to ever see what these penalties are in terms of actually grid positions? No. Unless I just can never find it, but I can never see what actually the penalties are. But nonetheless, we've got a few taking penalties. So the car is, as I say, coming into this, we're ranked 8th on the grid. So we're not expecting to fight for points this weekend, but we might have a little bit of a chance if we're going to jump across a few people because of their penalties. We've got them both at 99%, so is there much point having a... What are we saying? What are we at? So it's braking stability. We could try the toe. Get the old toe going. What is the... I can't see now because... compounds we can see. So what is the... So the difference between the soft and a medium is 2 tenths. Medium and hard is 2 tenths. There's not too much between the compounds, is there? You can run the hard a lot longer as well than the mediums, to be fair. Just... Right, anyway, let's did that, then we did Oscars. Just have a look on Lando's. What's he? He's on the braking stability as well. Let's go with that. Let's get them both out.
sessions should be starting now.
There we go then, final practice session. Let's hopefully might be able to get them to 100%. Yeah, I didn't think there was, Dino. I've had a look before, but it's frustrating. Little things like that just would be handy. You just want that where that indication of a penalty is. You should just be able to hover over that and it should just say, you know, 10th place penalty for taking new ERS, for example. There's a lot of little things that they could do, Frontier, to add up to really big wins. And there's all little things like that. And then you've got the major improvements, obviously, to create the team upcoming. As I say, a kind of driver academy would be one that I like to see. Much more staff positions. As I said, I like to, as Magnussen runs wide.
And if we watch Magnussen,
What's K-Mag up to?
and that won't help
Nothing
their chances.
too major there. I say, when I'm playing manager games, I like there to be, you know, a lot of on this game, of course, obviously being a racing game, you're managing the race, but I'd like to actually see a lot more to be done in between races, whereas I think, you know, it's very limited what you do, really. Once you know how to design and research, you kind of just go in and do that, but there needs to be a lot more sort of managing the staff and all of that good stuff would be good to see. Yeah, infield on penalties, something. Yeah, exactly. That's something they could easily improve. Very quick win.
And Lando, how's the balance? How's the balance?
Gone the wrong way on that then.
Okay, cool.
Oscar, is the car all okay?
Piastri Group 5 ratings of the season so far. Okay, that's not too bad. Again, Elite Silver, if you haven't got your race simulator upgraded, that's something you could do to further help Piastri. I wish they could make it that drivers get track limit pens, but even... Yeah, that would be good. I mean, they are going to bring in the reliability issues, aren't they, for the new game? So, of course, at the moment, we only ever see cars retiring if they crash out. We will see some reliability issues in the new game and retirements through that, which would be good. So, let's... What way did we go? So let's try and go the other way, I guess. Like that. And then we'll just leave it as it is now. If not, we're coming away with 99%, so that's fine. We also need a hot dog stand guy. I love to compare the stats for the two. I need the Williams factory level 1 next game. I'll race them as level 5. Yeah, Williams are having a shocker, aren't they, with their parts. We haven't moved that anywhere, have we? Send Norris back out. Yeah, it's been a troubling few weeks for James Vowles and Williams, isn't it? You know, he's quite what we thought up-and-coming team principal, but he's, yeah. He's had his troubles, and a bit of a test for him, really. Not getting... Obviously, it's not down... Well, the buck does stop with him, to be fair, but it's a team effort, but, you know, they didn't develop the car quick enough to get enough chassis, and now they're sort of playing catch up. And I think the other problem is they took the gamble with Albon putting him in that car, not in Japan, but previously, to try and score points, and they're still yet to score a point either. So not looking too good for Williams this year. I thought they were going to be a lot better, to be fair, Williams. I think with a friend of mine, when we sort of guessed what our top 10 would be, I had them quite high. I had them as my surprise package this year, Williams, but yeah, I've got that completely wrong.
How's the tyre?
Struggling with front.
Copy.
Right, is Oscar going to get another punch, or is he going to make this last?
Okay, Lando, I need some feedback.
Happy with that. I think everything's fine.
I think another good little feature they could add as well is like a calendar skip or
Front
theme
tires are
feature.
destroyed.
Yep. Okay.
Not
Understood.
necessarily that I would do it, but for example, now where I am in this series, really everything's about next year. We're not really going to score some points. So, you know, I could basically just sim till the end of each research project, put another one on, sim the races, not too bothered about the results, if that makes sense. And it gets us, you know, we could get to start a 2024 series within one live stream. So, things like that. Not to say
How's
people
the
would
balance?
use them, but they're there if they want to. My race simulator is level 5. Has been since the summer break. Okay, brilliant. You should be getting good increases in Oscar's stats. I think the other interesting thing as well to come from next year's game is obviously teams will poach drivers mid-season, which would be interesting. But you could make that work in your favour as well if you're a lower team. You know, for example, what I looked at before coming in this series, I looked at this live stream, Bottas potentially as a replacement for Oscar because his stats are still so good. Got 28 months left at Alfa Romeo, which Dino will know because he took them over from the start. So he's got a long contract and he's on good money. I think the buyout was 11 million. You know, if you started that season and a team came in the game and they have to pay that 11 million buyout, you probably want it to go through because you'll get 11 million, get a younger driver, F2 driver, and then you've got 11 million straight away in the bank for your design and research. Anyway, we have finished practice 3. As I say, this stream we're just going to take through to qualifying. And look at that. I would say, I'm pretty confident that's the first time we've achieved this season. And on this live stream series of McLaren, which is 100% across the board. So 100% track acclimatization, 100% car parts knowledge, 100% seller satisfaction, giving a driver preparation of 100% for both Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. So we can do no more. We have set them up in the perfect way, and they are both at 100% ready to jump in to qualifying in Monza. And just confirmation there, Lando and Oscar are both at 100% driver preparation.
Welcome to qualifying. Let's find out if all that practice will pay off for the drivers.
This weekend, we're running on alternative tyre allocation rules, meaning teams will be constrained by the tyre compounds they can use for each period of qualifying.
And here's a driver there's been quite a focus.
A no Excel worksheet. They should get people to invest in the team like Alpine did. Lawson is my reserve. Okay, good reserve. Have you heard of AHGP? I have not. Right, so we are on an ATA, so we're using set compounds. We need to change our car parts over. So I'm going to use this depleted ERS. Not going to do us great in qualifying, but really don't want to be spending any more money on these cars. Look at this. We'll finish that practice session at 1% engine, 7% ERS, 8% gearbox. You know, a bit more on this ERS. Gearbox absolutely fine. And also for next year in our regulation change, which is brilliant, is we're getting an extra helping of each of these parts. That's going to be great. Right, let's I think we just get them out.
Track should be green now.
Let's just get them both out, see what we can set on these first runs. As he uploads... Oh, okay, so he's F1 Manager content. No, I haven't, no. I don't actually tend to watch any F1 Manager content on YouTube. Bottas starts on 9 mil a year and has 2 to 3 years on his contract. I think he wanted a massive hike when I tried to re-sign, so it'll be extended to after. Yeah, no, exactly. On the scouting, I had the scouting come in before I went live, and I think it was 11.5 for the buyout, 9.5 his salary was. So even if he accepts that, which he probably want more than that, so it's like going to be 20+ million, so that's not going to work. Gasly has similar 28 months left on his contract, but his buyout's only 6 million. So as we are in the first qualifying session, as they set on the hard tyres here, as we are instructed to only be able to use these hards, as Oscar's going to finish his first run. Green sectors, because it's the first car up there, although...
Delta negative
sorry,
at the end
it's
of the lap.
first run out there, so he's obviously personal best, same as Lando.
Copy.
A long way off Fernando Alonso. Very close between both of them though, so
This lap, cool the car.
Norris normally goes a little bit quicker, so we'll see what this stacks up. Let's say the car analysis is currently putting us as 8th fastest car, only ahead of Alpha Tauri and Alfa Romeo at the moment. So we may be seeing one driver go out in Q1 here. Ocon looks like he's had a poor lap because he's 6 tenths off his teammate Gasly. So Norris now and Piastri now in the drop zone. We've got a little bit of a battle on our hands here. Send them both out now.
Shouldn't be anyone in front that will back you up.
So Piastri currently 17th, Norris 18th. We've got to make these laps count. If not, we are both out in Q1. We want to be seeing green sectors and we don't want to be held up. Busy track.
That is the checkered flag.
Luckily, Monza has a lot of straight, so unless we're unlucky catching these cars other places on the track, it's looking pretty good. We've got a couple of cars that we're now coming up to. Beyond that, we should be fine. Oscar's not gone faster in the first sector, though, so it looks like a struggle for Oscar at the moment. Sonoda has finished. Leclerc would expect to improve. Ricardo, so we're looking to find about half a second here, aren't we? Although Russell has finished. Let's see what this second sector. Have gone green in the second sector. So we've got traffic here. Let's hope they move out of the way as we approach. Looks like one of the Alfa Romeos there. Should be fine as we come through here. Yeah, I don't think we're held up there. But Oscar coming across the line. Does he improve? Doesn't look like we have improved. Lando's gone green. Oscar is out in Q1. Lando is through to Q2 though. Puts in a much better lap. Improving by a long way there. Poor Oscar, we're sort of dipping back to how we started this season where we are. We started the season sort of 8th fastest on the grid. That's where we are now. And when we were in that position, Oscar was struggling to get out in Q1, where Lando outperforms the car and can find himself in Q2. And that's what we're seeing again today. So Oscar is out and will start in 18th. Disappointing, though, not to jump the Alpha Tauri times. So just a long way off, actually, is Oscar there. We did have that damaged ERS in his car, though, so that may have played against him, whereas Lando didn't. So that may be something to consider there as well. Danny, Rick, and Hulkenberg are taking penalties. So unless they're only a free place, anything more, 5 or 10, Oscar will jump up and start in 16th. And Lando is through to Q2, and we'll jump on the mediums for this run. That's why I went for Piastri, who was a free agent. Yeah, yeah. No, I remember you saying it makes total sense. That's totally. As I say, what had been handy, especially in the 24 version, if someone came along for your Bottas, you would have got a nice 11.5 million payout for him, which you would have accepted quite nicely. Yeah, exactly. Bottas, I think he's got low development, which basically means going to be no development. He's going to start to decline. Gasly, I think, is sort of in the medium zone, so might improve a bit. Probably just stagnate for a few years. Let's get Lando out.
Track should be green.
So Q2, Lewis has just jumped ahead of us there, but it's alright, we might get some nice toes. Nice toe off Lewis, not his literal toes. Let's see if we can use that to our advantage. I think it's going to be a struggle to get to Q3 though. As we go then, Lando starts his first run in Q2, set on the mediums. Let's see what we can do here. Can we use this toe of Lewis? A little bit extra speed out of this lap. So we are the 8th fastest car now on the grid, but we're still pretty close to, Williams and Haas. We're in amongst that fight, and we have got 2 Williams, 2 Haas's, and an AlphaTauri in this this qualifying. So we'll see. Lando's got the capabilities to pull out a lap and get to Q3, certainly. As Max Verstappen's getting out of the way, and is he going to pull? Don't think that held us up, but it looked like he was going to pull right into our path as AlphaTauri is staying out of the way. I'll say they definitely improved that on the 23 version over the 22. Cars getting out of the way when they're on out laps or in laps and you're on a flyer. Let's see what Lando does on this first run. Lewis set to 120.6. Lando is quite a margin off that 8/10.
And we are boxes lap.
We're not in a fight with those Mercs. So let's just see what these Haas and Williams set. Danny Rick looks like he's had a bit of a stinker. Magnussen, only 4/10 off Perez. These Haas's have developed really well over the last few races. Looks like some cars have encountered some traffic then, because we've got Verstappen with a poor time, Hulkenberg, Russell. Both Williams have gone faster than us. So we are now on a scrub set. Oh, that held us up a lot. We're not going to make the line. Oh,
Okay, that is the check
moved
of the
out of the way. He moved out of the way for traffic and lost about 20 seconds there. Disaster for Lando. We did leave it late, but I wanted to leave it late to get the most out of the track. That's cost us. A lot of traffic in the sector 2 there where we had to move out of the way. Cost us about 20-25 seconds, which means we don't make the line. We're probably going to start 15th here because I expect Hulkenberg and Verstappen both go faster. It's Hulkenberg. No, that doesn't look like it though. So yeah, Hulkenberg's in an in lap, so we have beat Hulkenberg, but we're expecting Max to go faster here. Let's see what Max does. Max getting through to Q3, or are we going to have a shocker here? There we go. Pops in the fastest time. So a mistake on our part there. We left it very late and that has cost us unfortunately because of the amount of traffic. So Lando's going to start 14th. Let's see what happened in Q3. Both of these Red Bulls taking a penalty. The Q3, ooh, that's very interesting. because the Red Bulls are quite low down here. So Charles Leclerc hits pole for Ferrari, Fernando Alonso getting second place, Carlos Sainz in third, Hamilton fourth. Then we've got the 2 Red Bulls in Verstappen and Perez, Albon with a good 7th place, Stroll, Magnussen, and then Sargent. We are fighting these Williams and Haas's for, we want to finish at least 7th. We did say we are going to be pretty comfortable on that, but these are performing well around here. We've got Ocon, Ricardo, they're taking penalties as well. So Lando, if these are 10 places, Lando could be starting in 10th position. Let's say we are going to save the race for Tuesday, but let's just have a look where we will be starting. Again, it'll just show you the quali results there, but what we can see in here. Yeah, so we have jumped up to 10th. So those Red Bulls are going to have to work their way through. And yeah, we might have a mixed result for this race when we resume on Tuesday, because we've got the Red Bulls far down. We've got a mixed up grid with Williams's and Haas's will be quite high then. I think Albon will be starting in about 5th position and Lando in 10th. Pretty much going to have to try to fight to hold on to that 10th. As I say, we're not really expecting points, so we'll see what we can do, see if we can hold on to that. Oscar's starting 15th. Again, we're just yeah, fighting at the moment because the car is going down the grid, 8th fastest now. So we'll just see what we can do. Not expecting points, but Lando starting 10th does give us an opportunity. Let's save that there. As I say, I am fully back from holiday now, so I will be back on the normal schedule, Tuesdays and Fridays from about 7 to 7:15 GMT time. Over the weekend, I'll get some highlights and bits out, so I'm back up to speed on my side. But if you've been in the chat, thanks again for your support. Thanks again for the comments. Do come back Tuesday to continue this one, where we will have the Italian Grand Prix live. Until then, we shall see what we can achieve on Tuesday. See you then.